being said in that statement, that opening statement by President Cyril Ramaphosa of the ANC. Let's bring you some more analysis at this hour here on the Midday View. Political analyst Susan Boyson joining us now this afternoon. Ms. Boyson, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. Just overall, what stands out for you from the remarks so far by the ANC president, both his opening statement and him answering some of the first questions about cadre deployment?
Yes, I certainly see Cyril Ramaphosa, president there, putting forward the best foot for the ANC, and his emphasis is so strongly on rebuilding and renewal of the ANC. There's certainly acknowledgement of all of the bulk of the flaws, and that it is the prettiest story that is presented here, that one of how the ANC is going about fixing things, acknowledging that there are problems, but fixing it. And the impression that one gets from listening to the president is that he is in control, that things are getting better in the ANC. We've heard evidence leader Paul Pretorius on at least 3 or 4 occasions already pointing out, but there is a discrepancy between the policies as they stand and as they are presented, and how they have been unfolding in practice. So we certainly can expect in the rest of Cyril Ramaphosa's time there, this time around, as president of the ANC, certainly can expect those gaps to be unpacked further.
Yeah, I had a comment as I was getting ready to go on air from a colleague saying, oh, it's all so nice and decent. When are they going to tighten the screws? Should we expect the evidence leader, as we go on, to really ask the president of the ANC some tough questions?
I've been wondering about this myself, because so far it is smooth going. It is Mr. President. Of course, they have to address him as Mr. President, but it's very gentle. It's very respectful, given certainly Cyril Ramaphosa has stated his total commitment there to oblige, to cooperate, and to be frank. And one certainly gets the picture that he is giving a truthful account, at least for how the president of the ANC sees it and is supposed to be seeing it, and is supposed to believe that his plans for renewal of the organization are working. But yes, so far it is certainly no gloves off. It's mutually very convivial and respectful.
Yeah, maybe it was to be expected at the start, as you say. He said, we're not here to make excuses as the ANC. We are here to assist the inquiry. And one would have expected that coming from a man like the president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, because he said so before in public. So we should expect some detail to come out. We shouldn't be expecting him at some point to say he does not remember, or he was not there, or he was only a deputy.
Yes, certainly not. That is a category of excuses that we've heard from several other witnesses that certainly will not work for the president. And so far, there are not indications that he may be trying those. You know, there could be detail once they get into details of discussions, informal discussions, not diarized, not recorded 6-10 years ago. Certainly, that is possible that it might happen. But so far, there are no indications of that. It is the image that, and it's a very well-rehearsed statement, opening presentation so far, that it is and the image is one message, one of in control of the president who knows where his organization is going. And of course, it's very crucial to portray that in giving evidence to a commission like this, because there have to be clarity he has to try to give the commission kind of clarity as to what the answers are, not to leave too many gaps as to questions of where the ANC is going and whether it is in control of the ANC, an ANC that can actually make a difference and do things differently in future. So far, we certainly hear a lot of commitment, but not very concrete details, that certainly those gaps remain to be filled.
Yeah, that's a very important point, because the optics of it all, the PR aspect of it all is all looking good at this stage. But if you stand there as the president of the ANC and you are telling the commission that the ANC will not protect its members who are implicated in corruption, they must not expect protection, you've got your step-aside resolution, but you still have senior members of the ANC who are holding their positions. I mean, what you are saying and the policies and resolutions and what's being done, there's a huge gap there.
There is definitely a big gap there. The reality that we see unfolding on the ground and how there are forces in ANC at this very moment trying to subvert the NEC resolutions about step aside in particular that were adopted at the end of last month, that is unfolding on the ground as it is now. And we've already seen some strong pushback in that in the last 2 weeks. And that brings the president in his opening address did refer to balance of power, balance of forces within the ANC. And that is changing on the ground at this time. And I think the commission has an inkling of that, but it is not yet translated into questions.
Thank you very much, Susan Boyson. We're going to have to wait and see how it unfolds with more questions as the hearing goes on, because the ANC president is set for today and tomorrow to give testimony at the Zondo Commission of Inquiry. Thank you, Ms. Boyson, for joining us here on the Midday View here on eNCA DSTV channel 403. Now, my colleague